Yeah, so I don't know. Hope you can see my slide. Hello, sir. Hope you can
Yeah,
see my
I can
slide.
see. But I can see. I can see.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so once they want me to start, they should let me know.
So you can start.
Okay,
Yeah.
my this stuff. Okay, so first and foremost, ooh, okay, so first and foremost, we talked about that's introduction to computers and programming. As so, uh, as you know,
Your network is shaking. Your
computer
network.
compared especially everywhere, it's an everyday. Although I actually have some few images to present to you guys, just to like show you guys visually. That is based on what computer looks like and and the performance of a computer. So based on my slide right now, okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello,
I can hear you. That's good.
hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. We're together.
Okay. Now let me proceed right now. So now we're going to talk about okay, we're going to talk about computers and programming. In this presentation, yeah, in this presentation, we are in- okay. In this presentation, we are going to explore okay, in this presentation, we are going to explore the fundamentals of computers. That is computer science, computer programming, and the application in the modern world. Uh, so, so now what's computer? Computer is an computer is an electronic device that processes what data and performs various operations based on what instructions given. So now there are some key components of you're going to be getting familiar with such a component such as sensor, memory, storage, output system. I'll just show you guys a few images of some computers that is how they look like. Okay, they are. So you can see this is stock computers here. Some of our modern computer setting, and then and then and then you can see this was a Mac iOS system. Apart from that, we have the Windows also, which is being called, which is very very long, and I'm
Your
actually
slide is
using
not
a
the
Windows
slide.
currently.
The
Uh,
slide. The slide is not displaying. God.
so this is a Mac product also too. As you can see, these are put as lot of another Mac product again. Mac of these lines later.
We can't see your side. We can't view your side. Your slide. I mean.
Okay, sorry about that. I'm sorry about that. I'm not at home actually, so I usually use my router. So okay, sorry. Okay, can you see my slide right now? Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
as I was saying, yeah. So as I was saying right now, this is how computers, look like. So that's latest trend, latest design. Although there are still some outdated design which I would have showed you guys, but since they're no longer using it, and there's no need for me to like stress myself showing you guys the outdated ones design. So here's a Mac product, and here's a what a desktop with what a Windows operating what system. Okay. Now back to our slide presentation. So now, what is computer science? So I said that computer science is the study of what computational systems and their applications, including what algorithms, data structures, and problem-solving what techniques. So now, the key concepts that you should get familiar with are what computer science involves topics like what artificial intelligence, computer network. We have the cybersecurity.
Your part, your part, your part.
Okay, okay. So now the
Yeah.
key concept right now we're going to talk about, we have the computer science. Computer science involves topics like we have artificial intelligence, we have computer networks, we have cyber security, we have databases, and we have software engineering. So currently I actually specialize in software development. I'll not say engineering because I'm not an engineer, so I'll just say software development. And also to talk about database. So database actually involves some aspect of software development, you understand? But if you're talking about database, we are actually looking at things like SQL, MySQL, MongoDB, what database, yeah. So they actually work hand in hand with software what engineering. In fact, everything I listed, they all work hand in hand from the artificial intelligence and artificial intelligence aspect. And if you should observe crystal clear, you observe that most websites currently are actually what's integrated with artificial intelligence. That is AI features. In fact, if any developer is actually building any website currently, and there is no form of this AI integration. Odusha, yes, it's cool actually, but in terms of what interactivity, responsiveness, user friendliness, we tend to do what integrate some certain features that will make
Your part,
things easy.
your part. This is the thing.
Okay, so we tend to actually do what integrate features that will make things easy for what for what for for our users. So now, as I'm so now before I actually proceed right now, artificial intelligence comprises of data analysis, data science, machine learning, and then finally artificial what intelligence. So it's more like a journey, and among the common programming language being used for artificial intelligence is Python programming language. Although actually JavaScript has a programming language for that. As a matter of fact, a framework for that ML5.js, machine learning. So and also today there is C++ also too, which is very very good for machine learning. So now I proceed now. So now what's computer programming? So now, computer programming is a process of what? Writing, testing, and what? Maintaining what? Instructions. So, when we're talking about instructions, we're talking about code that computers can do what? Can execute to perform specific what? Task. Don't worry, as we proceed, I'll be showing you guys how to actually write code, how to give some certain instructions to bring us some certain what? Output. So now, some famous programming language are we have Python, which I actually mentioned earlier. We have Java programming language, yes, which is nice and solid. Although actually I'm not a Java programmer. I'm a Python programmer. And we have C++, yeah. So apart from C++, we have programming language like JavaScript. So now, apart of JavaScript, there's this programming language that I use that's very similar with C++, known as Dart programming language. If you have heard of Dart and Flutter, mainly for what? Mainly for what? App what? Development. And then we have the Python programming language. Now, this Python actually It's mostly used for what data analysis, data science. It's used for many things, even for this thing web development. That's Python, Django. So now, as I'm saying right now, so programmers, so now this programming language enables programmers to communicate with what with computers and build software application. Most of all these software applications are not just most of all these software applications didn't just appear miraculously. They were all programmed. Like for example, right now, like for example, once I click on this particular minimize button and the screen minimize, that's the programming language. I click on it back, it's maximize, you understand? So that's the instruction I have programmed over here. So now we proceed right now, and I'm getting started with computer programming. So then we learn the fundamentals. So you master the basics of programming concepts, such as variables, conditionals, loops, and what functions. Very very key important stuff. How to store data, manipulate data, fetch data, utilize data properly. So we talk about practice practice with what with coding exercises and project. And well, you guys are going to do a lot of projects in fact self. Nice and cool projects as we proceed. I'll talk about how to choose a programming language. So most times I actually advise beginners to start with Scratch program. You can see Scratch, but so not this Python or Scratch are beginner friendly. Like when I started my coding career, that was sometimes 2022. I started with Scratch. Yeah. So from Scratch, I came across HTML as hypertext markup language. So while I was experimenting with Scratch, I was also experimenting with with Python. That's Python programming language. So at a point, I really don't really grab what I was doing, but as they say consistency makes what perfect. So through constant practice, I started getting familiar with the syntaxes on how these stuffs, how they operate. So now choosing a programming language, we are going to decide which programming language aligns with your needs and interest. Yeah. So that depends on you. What do you want? What do you specialize in? Start with beginner friendly languages like Python or Scratch. So I'll recommend Scratch. Then later on we can now start, we can leave Python for now, although Python is cool. It's beginner friendly. But Python has a specific age, yeah, which I would have advised to venture. And so I think kids from 8 years to 8 years, 9 years and above can start playing with Python. But anything below that, I'll advise they play with Scratch. Okay. So now we talk about explore advanced topics. So we're going to dive deeper into object-oriented programming, that is data structures, algorithms, and other advanced topics as we as we progress in our learning was journey. Okay, so now I'll talk about uses of computer programming in the modern world. So now, these are the common uses of computer programming: the web development, the mobile app development, data science, artificial what intelligence. Don't worry, I will show you guys more presentations on how website looks like. So, as a matter of fact, like there are a lot of websites out there. Like, let me show you guys a particular website that one of my students actually built and sent to me to go through it for review. So now you can see it. The website is still under construction. So now this website was built with Bootstrap technology. So you can see it's kind of a little bit interactive. Yeah. So these are things you do with coding and programming. So we push forward. I'll talk about web development. We're going to build dynamic websites and web application using programming languages like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And talk about frameworks like what React. React is a JavaScript framework. And I talk about Django, which is a Python framework. Talk about mobile app development. So create app for iOS and Android. So that's what they call there's a popular term I'm trying to actually recall. We have what they call cross-platform technology, and then there's a technology not known as cross-platform, because of actually specializing on cross-platform. So I'm trying to just recall the other technology. Now that other technology is mainly to, like, for example, if I want to build an Android app, yes, I use Java. If I want to build build an app that is with Apple iOS and
You are fast and I'm not getting you. I'm not getting from this one.
okay, no problem. So if I want
Okay.
to build an app, if I want to build an app like iOS, I use Swift, although I don't use those two. I'm not a Java programmer. I'm not an iOS developer. So I use a cross-platform technology. Now that cross-platform technology, you can see we have Flutter, we have what, React Native. So you can see it right now. We have Swift for iOS development. We have Kotlin, which is from Java for Android was development. So we have frameworks like Flutter and React Native to build cross-platform technology. Okay, so now we move into data science. So we'll talk about we analyze and gain insights from large data sets using programming what languages like Python. So Python is one of the most common programming language for data analysis and data science. Although I'm not a data scientist, but I'm data analysis, but not deep into data analysis. Just I'm still building my career in data analysis. Although still on hold while I focus on other software skills. So now some of the common tools we use for data analysis are Pandas, NumPy, and TensorFlow. Yeah, these are very, very common tools. So we talk about artificial intelligence. So we develop AI models and systems using what machine learning and deep learning what frameworks like TensorFlow, PyTorch, and what Scikit what like. Now these are very cool machine learning tools, you understand? And the big aim of machine learning is that first and foremost, if you're talking about artificial intelligence, most of something like ChatGPT now was not just created like that. Now ChatGPT was trained with data. That's where the machine learning came in. It was trained intensively with data. So through constant training of ChatGPT, that's the machine learning with data, they kept on asking ChatGPT some question, and based on those data which ChatGPT have access to, various APIs at work. So ChatGPT was now able to answer questions correctly. So same with other AI out there. Like this PowerPoint slide you are seeing, I created it with an AI called what Gamma dot app. You understand? So they were all trained. So that's the beauty about AI. But it's a very, very cool technology. Okay. So now in conclusion now, computer literacy is increasingly important in the world's digital age. Understanding computers, computer science, and programming opens up a world of opportunities. So start your programming journey with passion and curiosity, and don't be afraid to explore, experiment, and learn from mistakes. So I don't know if you have any questions. If anybody have any questions to ask, so she ask questions. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Any question? Any question?
Another thing is very
Sorry, I can't hear you.
I don't think it's very
Okay. So if there's no questions, um, um, okay. I don't know if maybe if there's no question, if there's anything else I can talk about or any discussions. So I don't know. Actually, don't know.
good. On the chat box, there is no question. So I guess
Sorry, I didn't hear you very well.
whatever. On the chat box, There's no question written, so I guess we are done.
Okay, okay, no problem, no problem, no problem. Okay, now thank you so much. I appreciate.